there is an essay writing competition. Topic is Journey Towards Indian Independence from 1600 to 1947. So the best one will be chosen to participate at the state level competition. Do well and all the best.
Oh God, this is so difficult. Sahana, how you are going to manage to write?
I have no issue at all because my brother will help me.
And Trisha, what about you?
I don't have any issues at all. My father is a history teacher and I am going to take his help.
Thank God I have time machine with me.
Madhu, what are you doing? Hey people, look, come here.
That's nothing.
It's amazing, man.
It's a time machine. I can easily write my essay using this time machine.
You mean you can go back to Indian independence?
Yes, I can. If I press this button.
He's joking. Let's see. It's a novel.
Oh God, I am unable to stop it. What do I do now? Oops, it stopped. But where am I?
Who is this boy? Hey boy, come here.
I am Madhusudan. My teacher has asked me to write an essay on Indian independence. Using my time machine, I thought I would go back to the period of Indian independence. Where am I? I don't know. And you look like a king in my textbook. By the way, who are you?
I am King Vikramaditya, well known by Vikram Betal stories. My passion is to serve my people and the kingdom. So how can I help you today?
Simple. I just want to write an essay about Indian independence. Can you help me?
Of course, with the help of my friend Betal. Let me go get Betal. Betal, I am coming in search of you. I need another help from you. Where are you? Where are you? Well, he is here. Betal, come along with me right now. I want you to tell me about Indian independence.
Of course, Vikram, I will tell you, but based on our previous terms and conditions. I will tell you the story, and after the story, I will ask a question. If you answer correctly, I will go back.
Yes, I am okay with it.
There were trade and commerce relations between India and Europe since ancient times. There was a great demand for Indian spices like pepper, cardamom, ginger, and many other spices in Europe. In 1453, the Ottoman Turks captured the city of Constantinople. As a result, all the trade routes connecting the city of Constantinople came under the control of Turks. The Turks started levying too many taxes on the goods passing through these routes. As a result, trade became unprofitable. This led the Europeans to discover new sea route to India. Vasco da Gama, a Portuguese sailor, discovered a new sea route to India and reached Calicut in the year 1498. The four Europeans who entered India were Portuguese, followed by Dutch, English, and French. Among these, English made their place by establishing colonies and they started making huge profits.
Hey Vikram, do you think British made profit and left India?
Well, when they were able to make so much profits in India, I don't think they left India that easily.
Correct answer. Want to know more? Come on, catch me.
Hey Betal! I'm coming.
Go back, Vikram. It's a very long story of 290 plus years. It's not that easy.
Hey Betal, come on. I want you to tell me what happened next after British made profits in India.
Well, British who reached India to trade realized that they could gain political supremacy over India.
The British waged repeated wars to extend their empire in India. Anglo-Mysore wars and Anglo-Maratha wars were well-known wars waged against the most powerful kingdoms of North and South India. They also introduced cunning policies like subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse. Kittur, Nagpur, Udaipur, Jhansi and Satara were a few kingdoms among those who were captured by British using these cunning policies.
How do you think subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse helped the British to become more powerful in India? Answer Vikram, answer.
According to subsidiary alliance, the Indian kings had to accommodate the British army in Indian kingdoms. This saved British from spending money for maintaining their army. Doctrine of lapse did not allow the adopted son to rule the kingdom. I believe British got more powerful after implementing these policies.
Smart Vikram, here I go.
Stop there, Betal! Betal, stop laughing and tell me, why did the Indian kings not fight back in spite of being so courageous?
Vikram, Indians were definitely strong, but the British were smart enough to defeat Indians in a shrewd way.
British did not just take away wealth from India. They also gave us new learning like English education, transportation, communication, land tax policies and constitutional developments.
Now tell me Vikram, in spite of benefiting new learning, why do you still think British were forced to leave India?
I think British had cunning intentions behind giving all these new learning. Also, seems like they have planned something big this time.
Smart Vikram. Correct answer again. Go away Vikram. Don't come behind me. It's a waste of time.
So, Betal, will the Indian kings fight at least now or no?
Of course they did, but failed. You know why? Well, listen Vikram.
As Vikram said, British cunning policies were realized by Indians at the time of Sepoy Mutiny. Sepoy Mutiny is a revolt that was raised against the rumor that the Royal Enfield guns were smeared with pig fat and cow fat. This hurt the religious feelings among Hindu and Muslim soldiers. This was added on by partiality shown between the Britishers and Indians in economical, religious, military and administrative fields. A soldier named Mangal Pandey shot dead a British officer. Mangal Pandey was arrested and after a trial he was hanged to death. This led Indians to revolt against the British for the first time ever since 1600. But unfortunately, Indians failed.
Mangal Pandey's death gave rise to a question against British rule in India. Vikram, now tell me, why did Indians fail in realizing it?
Well, it's very clearly understood that the lack of unity and no proper leadership has led to the fail of mutiny.
Right.
Stop there, Betal! Betal, I am now sure that Indians would have got united and fought against British. Please tell me further.
Yes, Vikram, your thinking is right. Listen to me now.
The first war of Indian independence in 1857 led to the development of political awakening in India. Many educated youth provided leadership to various associations which had nationalistic outlook. Expansion of communication and roads, expansion of English education, journalism, and the birth of cultural associations can be witnessed. But people suffered a lot with the famines and hardships created by the British rule. During the reign of Lord Lytton, Vernacular Press Act was enacted to curb the independence of the independent press. The British employed divide and rule policy to break the unity emerging among the people with the development of nationalism. Subhash Chandra Bose and Jawaharlal Nehru played major roles in making freedom struggle more effective. Bose formed armies outside India to fight for Indian independence. He said, "Give me your blood, I will give you freedom."
Vikram, now that there was rise in leadership and unity among Indians, do you think Indians were successful this time?
Well, even with unity and leadership, now it should have got much more difficult for Indians to fight against British because British had already established a powerful kingdom.
I pity you, Vikram.
Betal, I am not going to leave you till you tell me the complete story. What happened to Indians next?
Vikram, I know you have no one else to go. You have to come back to me to know more. Anyways,
To protest the arrest of the leaders, people had assembled in Jallianwala Bagh on the day of Baisakhi festival. The military general of Amritsar, General Dyer, fired at the peacefully assembled people and killed 380 protesters and thousands were injured.
Vikram, do you think Indians lost their patience at this point of time?
Well, Indians are known for their patience, so I'm sure they wouldn't have lost it.
So, you mean to say they kept quiet at this point of time, doing nothing?
Definitely not. I believe they used their own ways of revolting against British and their violent acts.
Yes, that's the correct answer.
Betal, my question is still unanswered.
Hey Vikram, doesn't seem like you're going to leave me. Alright, listen now.
Non-cooperation movement aimed at educating the people about the British for their brutal killing and also preventing Jallianwala Bagh like incidents in future apart from opposing the British rule. Indians boycotted schools and colleges, courts, foreign goods, elections, and many lawyers left legal practice. Rabindranath Tagore returned his knighthood. The attempts to remove untouchability and entry of women into public spaces were the notable achievements of this movement.
Vikram, what do you think now? Was non-cooperation movement successful in chasing the British out of India?
I think, in spite of all the attempts to chase away the British, they persistently stayed here, trying out different strategies, Betal. Betal, can you just tell me if Indians got independence or no?
Have patience, Vikram, have patience.
This way, Indians adopted both violent and non-violent methods to drive Britishers out of India. Chowri Chowra was one such violent event where farmers burned down the police station. They also revolted by marching against the salt tax, demanding to abolish salt tax.
Now tell me, Vikram, which method helped Indians to attain independence?
With no doubt, Indians adopted non-violent methods. because acts like Chauri Chaura didn't fetch any results, unlike non cooperation movement and Dandi March.
Hey Vikram, you're right as usual. I'm helpless. Here I go.
No, Betal, not till I get the answer. Stop there.
Hey, by the way, why are you so keen in knowing about Indian independence?
Well, this is a promise made by me to a student from Vidyadan that I would be helping him write an essay on journey towards Indian independence.
Post these struggles and revolts, Indians called for Quit India movement. Muslim League did not participate in Quit India movement. Meanwhile, it demanded for the partition. As a result, India got its independence on 15th August 1947. A constitution was needed to chalk out the future of independent India. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar played a major role in developing our constitution. There were 562 princely states when British left India. Credits for integrating these many princely states into one country goes to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
I hope this has helped you.
Thank you, King Vikram. Not just me. Anybody who has watched this video will be able to narrate the journey towards Indian independence easily. Okay, I leave now.